Um, how do you, I saw a post you made a while back. So I want to ask, how do you break up in a healthy way where, and how can you recover from the breakup? Or should I say consciously break up so that you can heal and move on, I guess, more healthfully? I don't know. Something like that.
Um, so this is assuming, breaking in a healthy way assumes that both partners are relatively healthy.
Mhm.
Because very often, if the relationship isn't super healthy, there's someone storming out or someone just dumping someone seemingly out of the blue or after a lot of conflict. And we would break up healthily by recognizing that, you know what, we're having too many conflicts that we can't resolve. I'm not meeting your needs. You're not meeting my needs. We don't seem to be able to overcome this. Neither of us is willing to put the effort in anymore, or maybe the effort we put in doesn't bring a return on investment. Maybe we should consider separating. How are we going to go? If we live together, how are we going to arrange it? What are we doing with the property, the children, the things we share? And separating in a way that both people will hurt, but there's a closure because we know why. We have a conversation. We agree that it's not working. We agree that we're most likely going to miss each other because we had a shared life for a while, and it is for the best of the both of us.
A lot of times, I don't think people know what a healthy breakup looks like. So I'm really glad that you explained that. And since most people don't have that type of experience, how do you process and heal from, let's say, an unexpected breakup?
It it takes time to allow yourself to grieve. Every breakup is a loss, and even if the relationship wasn't healthy, and on some level you knew that, and no relationship ends out of the blue. It's not, breakups don't happen because everything was great, we were both so happy, so connected, and everything was great, and then suddenly he leaves. That it doesn't happen like this. Like, the breakup happened because there was a fault in the system, the relationship was broken. We just didn't deal with it, we didn't repair it, we pretended it wasn't there, we brushed it under the rug, and then eventually we tripped over it. It's never that it comes out of the blue. So it's reflecting on that's going to help us eventually recover from it. But it's really, really important to allow ourselves to grieve because we can't move over something that we don't allow ourselves to feel. And breakups hurt, even when you know it's for the best. Even when I knew my divorce was for the best and the abusive relationship was for the best, it hurt. And the time to allow ourselves to feel the pain, the loss of the dream, because we hoped it's not just the person in the breakup, it's what we hope will happen in the next 5, 10 years. It's the dreams for the future that we're grieving. There's a lot to process and allowing yourself to process. With that, this is no novelty with me. It is no contact. We can't be getting over someone while still chatting or relying on them for emotional reassurance. We can't be, breaking up and crying to them that, oh, I miss you. It's almost impossible.
I love that you said that. I once had a guy tell me, because he broke up with me, right? And he said, literally, I want to help you get through this. So I'm not going to ghost you or avoid you. Reach out to me anytime. I want to be friends and I help support you through this breakup. And I thought, this is the craziest thing I've
Mm,
ever heard in my life. Like, so you're going to inflict the pain and then also be the remedy? That sounds weird to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
So, and I also agree with what you said. I think a lot of it, and definitely in my own experiences, it's I hear this term future faking a lot these days, and I think just what that means is like this person maybe made promises to you, or you both envisioned a life together, and now when you're going through the breakup, like you said, that dream, that vision of that shared future is no more. And I think a lot
Mhm.
of people don't realize how much grief that can cause. It's like, I once read when I was going through my first divorce when I was young, that a divorce was like a death, and you had to
Hmm.
mourn it as if it was like a death, but it's almost worse because the person is
Yeah,
still alive, you
yeah,
know? And so when you go no
absolutely.
contact, it's really brutal because you're used to talking to that person. You're used to getting texts from them. You're used to, engaging with them on social media and making plans with them. And all of that comes to a halt.
Hmm.
And then you just have to go through your process. So, is there a process that, like steps that we can take to move through to heal from a breakup?
Yeah, I like to coach my clients through a bit of a grieving process where I insist on them allowing themselves to, to cry, to feel the feelings, to give themselves a break from actual processing, just to go into the depth of that pain of the grief. Because I agree with you, it feels like a death, and in some ways it can be worse because the person is still there but not available to us. What we had is not available to us. Um, I think reflection on what happened in that relationship is really important. And that takes time. We can't just break up and start reflecting on, okay, what did they do wrong? What did I do wrong? What went well? What I didn't. Um, but that is key. I'm a fan of rituals. Something I like to do is recommend writing a closure letter, because you're never going to get a closure from your ex. Like, we can forget about that. We get the closure from our own inner processing, and we give it to ourselves. So whatever floats your boat, I recommend writing a letter by hand. Dear ex, thank you for the time we had. I am heartbroken that it ended. This is what went well. This is what I'm grateful for. This is what I learned. You hurt me. This is what you did wrong. You disappointed me when. This is the part I played. I take ownership of this, and end it the way you want. I prefer to end it wishing them well. And then whatever is a part of your personal ritual. Mine is fire. I burn the things that I let go, but you can, let it go in the wind and throw it in the water. Some people like to flush it in the toilet. Um, some people like to flush it before they go to the toilet to like add it to it. So it really is whatever gives you that personal release and then relief and closure. But I really like that. And the processing doesn't end that there. The insights we gain from that relationship will directly impact the next one.